thing, and it's working perfectly. Penis. So, welcome to welcome to the little FC meeting. I think I'm just gonna start straight away. First of all, I want you to give a little introduction actually of myself. So, who am I? I'm Wotan. I played the game for a couple of years. I biomassed my original main character. I'm also gonna start live streaming on Discord, so you can also just watch the live stream. Rate 30 FPS, and then I'm also gonna stream my screen. There we go. Also my whole screen. And where I'm originally coming from is like I was in some PvP organizations with my main, as you can see in the stream. Also just join the stream. I'm gonna live stream a lot, so just join it if you can. And what I did in the past times was I was originally a corp CEO in Winter Coalition with this little corporation called Friends with Guns. And I also FC'd a bit in Winter Coalition. And I fought against Top Damage LTD a couple of times, and I horribly fed. But I showed a pretty good performance. So one dude in DB7, which was also literally triggered. The alliance I was in with the corporation decided to ask me if I wanted to join, and at that time I was a bit frustrated because my corporation stagnated and stuff like that. And long story short, I joined Top Damage LTD, which was part from Volta. And that's how my whole PvP career kind of really started. Before I was a bit in Syndicate, did some stuff here and there with some caracals, but I went really, really serious into PvP. Like when I joined DB7, my Zkillboard doesn't look like that astonishing. The main reason was because I was mainly flying Logi. Also like I'm actually a Logi dude. And I really enjoyed to fly nano scimitars. That's why I'm not on so much killmates. And also I biomassed this character like almost 1 year ago. So yeah, I also was with DB7 and snuffed out, and I experienced a lot of nano gangs, but also the big Tempest Fleet issue, low sec brawl with high grade amulets, also with implants that make you stronger. So I kinda experienced like the best thingies of nullsec, nano roams, and also some big low sec brawls. You can say I'm not much into wormhole stuff, but in the known space I almost did everything what you can do. Recently a bit of faction warfare, but with this corporation, and yeah, I'm also enjoying that. But yeah. This is actually where I'm coming from. I still have good relationships with Top Damage LTD. I'm sometimes relying here and there if we find on our roams some big stuff, maybe a Dreadnought who's running a crab beacon in a system that is out of umbrella range. For example, I'm still relaying to them some intel and maybe they kill something. Or some super that is running in drone space away from MJ5, that's the horde staging. Yeah, some stuff, and I can also still join their comms, and we can still have a lot of fun together. And yeah, but good relationships with them, but don't be angry if they come roam to us and then kill us. That's like the usual business. Like you kill each other, you have fun and stuff like that. And that's the cycle of life, you know. Kill fun, kill fun, kill fun. But yeah, this is actually where I'm coming from, and what I also wanted to say. I'm not the best dude, but at least I know some basics at least. That's what I can tell from myself. Kinda. The next topic is like the activity. I want our FCs basically doing one fleet in a week. I don't mind actually if someone is doing like an abyssal fleet or a mining fleet, but the main thing is I want to see activity from you guys. And the minimum of 1 week a fleet is it's pretty okay. Also it's not like high end or like high end activity like I was roaming in DB7 when I was in DB7 on daily basis or stuff like that. But one week, also one fleet a week keeps you kinda a bit active. You can choose your time and also the type of fleet if you want to do a PvP fleet or a PvE fleet kinda. I don't actually mind. Also if you want to run or combine it with your money making ability because some FCs are richer or poorer than others, then you can combine it kinda and run, for example, the Abysstic. Like on I don't know, minimum 1 week, 1 fleet a week. If you do more, I don't mind it either. That's what I also wanted to say. By the way, if you have some questions or interruption, just feel free to ask them. So you see me now undocked from the Keepster. I also want to go through some basics. Like absolute basics, like for example the overview. The overview Isabel gave out, the Sarah Shava overview, is pretty good because you can customize into every detail, but every new bro is kinda a bit overwhelmed, to be honest. The overview I'm using is one from a YouTube channel called Fritius. But I also need to customize it. I'm also gonna make in the near future, like 1 or 2 weeks, an actual overview guide to customize it, like for your own needs. But another overview I can recommend is called, where is it? I know high-end preparation. It's called Baker. And this overview, for example, is helping you a lot. You can, in your overview, for example, you can store your overview. So even if you fuck up something, then you can easily restore it. Also if you go to some stuff over here, I actually need to find it again. It's a long time. But you can click on here, for example, on this is the Fritius overview, and this is the Baker overview, and then you have everything what you have in the overview, like a PvP tab. This is one also important tab if you want to warp out and stuff like that, or warp out the fleet or gang, like in the Baker overview. You can click it also here in the Motd. And also just for traveling, if you are aligning and stuff like that, the fleet and whatever, you have a travel, and if you have NPC stations, they're also getting shown there, just loot for salvage and MTUs, and the rest is kinda for like if you want to mine or whatever. But yeah, for PvP it's the PvP tab and maybe the scout tab if you want to warp out the fleet to somewhere, or if you want to have drones in a separate thingy. But you basically only need this one tab, and this is why I personally recommend it. All what I'm saying here is about overview. Motd is my personal recommendation. Also you can see here it also changed a bit, but I'm gonna now change back to the old thingy, to the Fritius overview. I liked it that way. So the next thingy is on the list. What also is gonna help you a bit, what I can show you is the Motd. It's basically to also the message of the day when you're opening a fleet. Come on, CCP, fix your game. What you can do here is you can go to disable light background. So when you click on it, then you have it like that. There you can type in some stuff. Like, for example, before you can kinda take or answer questions in advance. So if you want to take out characters, you can just type it in like characters, for example. Then the channel changed to Motd, then it changed the thingy. You can also give it out like certain colors, like you want. This is also like helping you a bit. What you also can do is you can store the Motd. So you can just save it under, where was it? You just save the text and then under your notepad, for example, then you can put it in there. Just you can you can just copy the text and then opening the Motd and then just paste it in there. That is also going pretty fast. That, yeah, that is also something on the three little dots. What I'm also going to show you next is what is also helping you. You have a little button called Show Fleet Composition. And if you have a member joining the fleet, you can see what types and ships they are in. Also like you see here a certain overview. You can click on the refresh thingy and then you see the exact ship type with a little ship and also the number. So if you have a caracal doctrine, for example, you see 3 caracals navies and 5 normal caracals. That is also really, really important.
I missed, where was that button again?
Which one? Those 3 dots. The 3 dots are giving you show fleet composition. Just also some basics, create adverb. I would just recommend, I'm just making a screenshot actually and posting it in here. You can just copy and paste those settings. Based on standing, also minimum standing is good. That means +5, also the light blue standing, and open fleet to corporation/alliance you are currently in. And that is saying if we are in a coalition with, for example, the Imperium, that everyone in the Imperium can see that, or in the at the moment GTC. So, and then you can name it like you want. I would also hide the details in adverb. That means like your position and where you are. I'm just making a screenshot and post it actually in here. Maybe I'm also posting it. Yeah, you can always ask questions in chat. Can someone just from time to time remind me, because I'm now live streaming and showing stuff in game? But sure, ask them and then I'm going through that. Then what is also helping you a bit? It's basically like how do I set destinations and stuff like that. That makes you a bit easier. For example, when I'm trying to go out roaming, I'm using the old in-game map. It's just because the old in-game map is a bit more two-dimensional than the new one, but it's just a personal recommendation. What I'm usually doing is when I'm setting destinations from, I'm doing that from the map or from a tool, which I'm going to show you later. You can just right click it and then broadcast it straight away. And then, yeah, you have just the broadcast and then you can drag it then in here into the fleet chat. which is at the moment. If you have problems or you closed your chat, you can find stuff also here on the left side. Try to have as minimum windows open as possible. I can also recommend just have the names in the local chat at least. Some basic advice, it will flood you with some stuff. So, we went through activity, then through some basic stuff. And one thing I can also just try to send your scout, or if you have a scout, try to keep him like 1 or 2 jumps ahead. That is also one really important advice. The next big thing is, which I wanted to talk to you about, is about the little gate camp or seventh sanctum. I don't know if it's a problem or stuff like that, but it's, in my opinion, it's just a normal gate camp. The main thing to deal with it is like basically is to deny them content. If we get when we start a roaming fleet, and for example a member is writing you like, hey, you're starting a roam there, can you maybe at the start of the roam, can you escort me through, like just like a couple of systems, like if you're opening Dotlan, that is also a great tool. I've never got any commercial, I swear to God. And can you just scout me through OTEC Z and maybe to through OTEC O, and then Y ITEC, then sure, why not? For you as an FC, it's like just 3 jumps, then you go back to F7C because there's maybe a straggler there, like who wants to catch up. You picking up and then you go to Syndicate. For you as an FC, it's basically like you're just warping to the gate, you're jumping through, those 7 Sanctum dudes are warping off because they are fearing that they are going to lose their assault frigates versus your caracals or versus your nano comp or whatever. And then they don't do anything. Or you can just, for example, you can just form caracals, you can just go to like 3 or 4 jumps with the dude, then the dude is going from himself up there. Like if he wants to go over there, then the rest of the travel he can kind of travel on his own. Like, but just a little escort through OTEC Z and stuff like that. That is really, really hardcore fucking them up, because the main thing what a PvPer wants to have is frags. But if we are denying them the frags, then what are we doing? Every time there's a juicy target, there are 10 caracals around, then, or 5 caracals or whatever. Then they either gonna do upship. That's the next thing that they gonna change, but then we also gonna upship. Then if they bring Cloaky Locust, then we just form Drake Navies. Or they will just go away, or they will change their strategy and then roaming through our space, and then hey, a roaming gang is better than a fucking gate camp like that. You can interfere, you can like chase a roaming gang and stuff like that, than just assault frigates. So this is actually how we fight them. We just escorting our stuff through and deny them any content in that way, because those sneaky bastards, and even from my PvP point of view, what they are doing is a bit lame. It's like coward PvP. Like, okay, I'm sitting in your system and I'm killing anything and I'm just not fighting anything. I mean, it's okay from their point of view because we are outforming them. By far, our Shadow Ultimatum is outforming them really, really easy. But this is like kinda the game of boredom. Like they play, I even made a video, an announcement to tell member to actually write you. And I would gladly appreciate it if you do that. I know it's like a couple of jumps and maybe the dude is a bit like, but yeah, it's like 4 jumps in cruisers, like this is not a problem. And you just keep the dude with the ship like 1 jump behind you, and that's basically it. Like, That's not a big thing. Also if it's a porpoise, orca, blingy, ishtar, gila, or whatever, it's fine. But if no one is writing you, then you can just go out roaming. I don't mind it. If people or apes are too retarded to write you guys, actually, then if there's no demand, what should you offer, you know? Like, it's from my point of view, but this is actually, if somebody is asking you, please fulfill the request. Just like by doing like escorting them through the danger zone. And this is how you win at the long term, or how we win at the long term against those dudes. Does somebody don't like that what I'm saying? If you don't like it what I'm saying, then just feel free to speak up. We are FCs, and FCs are talking a bit different than Diplos and stuff like that. If you want to say something. That is really important. What I want to get into the mind of you guys. Okay, no one is saying something. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then I'm keeping going. The next thing is what I wanted to talk about is actually about some stuff is like when you get about some fleet compositions and stuff like that. First of all, I wrote with Isabel and I wrote with Iris, and what they did is they said, okay, 200 million SRP is okay. Isabel said, yes, 200 million SRP. I'm gonna be bluntly honest. Iris is more like, okay, we didn't had the last 2 weeks serious income or whatever. So sure, you can do it, but we're running on reserves, but the reserves are full, like you can say it like that. And he's also kind of really optimistic to keep the 200 million SRP up. So feel free to take out comms. Also we're still sitting on 20 or 30 billion of ISKIs. So feel free about to take out also compositions with 200 million worth of ships. That's what they both told me. Just about your fleet comms, if you're getting numbers below, like, let's say like 10 or better, like 12 dudes, just take out nano stuff. Because like the doctrines are all passive tanked, and they are passive tanked for a reason. That they have logi or a big enough buffer for logis, but when you have like 5 dudes or 6 dudes, then just take out nano stuff. Because the ships can heal themselves, the ships can all point them on the Caracal doctrine. The Navy ones are, for example, are fully tanked, only the Caracals have a long point and stuff like that. It's also a bit problematic. So if you are like below, like, let's say like 12 dudes is actually a good number. Below 12 dudes, then just take out nano stuff. And with 200 million SRP, you can fly some Vetmax, also like kind of proper fitted Vetmax. You can fly cheap Vetmax if you want, but you can also the proper fitted Vetmax is costing around 250 mil. Also the one with the triple neutralizer setup, also with the triple medium nude. You can take them out as well, or you take out some, take one battle cruiser. Oracle is like certain. My secret little secret ship, which I absolutely enjoy. Also enjoyed when I was flying around in DB7 because of big damage. And then you can take out, for example, like if you have 5 dudes, for example, for cruisers, one Oracle, or like 1 interceptor pilot as a scout, and then you have like 3 cruisers and 1 Oracle for the big damage. The pulse laser Oracle we have in the SAS Nano channel, for example. Also if there's one high SP dude who enjoys big guns, you can take them out like that. Recording is still fine, okay. Neptune is next to me in a little scythe. yeah, that is also going to be one of my thing. If you still decide to go out with characters, it's fine. But my opinion, like, just take out nano stuff. And nano stuff is also like a bit, how to say it to FC. You usually, also what you do is with nano stuff is when you fight on a gate or whatever, you just broadcast a destination you see in space. So if I would now fight on the Unsublex, for example, I would broadcast, for example, something that is like in line, like this asteroid belt. If you would fight from the Unsublex, for example, some shadow dudes or whatever, then I would just say, okay, let's kite into the sun direction or whatever, and then you broadcast something that is like that. And your pilots, that is something your pilot should know, that you never warp to the sun. You always warp. If you are fleet warping, you always warps at something that is in line with the sun. If you are fleet warping. Because then the enemy has to choose. At the moment, there's not much stuff here in systems. But did he warp to that custom office, to the moon, asteroid belt? Did he warp into the combat site, for example, or whatever? That is a bit difficult for the enemy to find out, kinda. Also that is more difficult to find out for the enemy than just warping to sun. Usually the enemy interceptor or interdictor is also then warping straight to the sun because they anticipated you're an idiot, which you obviously aren't. That is so far to some tips and tricks. What I'm also recommending is on your nano comp, also if there's a new bro and you know, for example, he has dog shit, also like absolute dog shit missile skills, just instead of putting him into a caracal, just put him into a Maulus Evo frig, because Mauluses are really, really cool. Or into a Griffin, but Maulus has the advantage that the sensor damp is applying to every ship. And that is really, really strong. As one Maulus, for example, that is damping an enemy interceptor is insanely well. But only if you know that the dude is like has absolute, also never skilled into a caracal or anything. Has caracal on 1 and maybe missile skills on 1. Just put them into stuff like that. But please take my advice and take out some more nano stuff. Also, nano stuff has the advantage that the pilots are doing stuff on their own, so they kinda controlling the range on their own. They load the ammo type on their own. And yeah. The self-heal, for example. And yeah. Then what else did I mention? Small gang. The next thing on my list is basically how to find content. I think that's a big question for newer FCs, and actually for every FC. You're finding EVE content by actually using some websites. Also that's how you're mainly gonna do. The other thing is like you usually send a scout ahead, and the scout or hunting pilot is doing the stuff. The hunting for you. If not, if you don't have that stuff, you have to hunt on your own. For hunting around, there are free websites, also like one tool and actually 2 websites, you can say it like that. The first one is going to be Zkillboard. On Zkillboard, you can type in the region where you're running around. And then you can see if there's some activity worth going for. For example, okay, there might be something in that system, there's a vagabond, and then you look at those killmates actually. Okay, this is maybe, oh, this was on a structure, interesting. Oh, look at this. There's a procurer, for example. Maybe there's a mining fleet going on. And look at this standard heavy missile, so that might be an Athanor. So that is something, by the way, I just also now found it. Just live, and that was like, hey, not that long ago actually. So there might be some mining going on, or just have your thingy open. Just have your Zkillboard a bit open, and then you also get a feeling for the region. That's what I also did, for example, when we discussed about moving into Cloudring. I was also like looking the Zkill of the region, also who are the persons and stuff like that, who are the groups. I went through some stuff. What is going on and where. Y9G. Okay. And then you also see like the top systems. Also you see FD-Tech. Some of you went already roaming there and did got fights there. If they were really good, it's up to you if they were good or bad to judge. But you usually see also here like the top systems where you get a find. You can, for example, filter then for ship types on Zkillboard, but this would now go into too much details. Also if you want to find a gate camp, you can search for the region, then you can type in interdictor, like Saber, then type in on a different tab. I made already a video about Zkillboard. You can find it there. Like, I'm also posting the video actually. I have some stuff from the newbie help channel. From the playlist, I can definitely recommend it. What I can post in there. Here. That is, for example, one important video. Also that video is going into much more detail about certain stuff. But what you can see, for example, or what I just showed you, that this tool is giving you some intel, especially if there's new intel coming in. Like if there would be now something killed. The other stuff that is helping you is, did I posted the video in the military command channel? Yes. The other website that is helping you to find stuff is usually Dotlan, for example. That is, you can search there for certain stuff like, in Syndicate you have the problem that you can't see the system indexes, so you don't know if there's much activity going on. So the stuff here is gonna help you in the nullsec areas more. But what is helping you in Syndicate actually is when you go on ship and pod kills, then you can see here some activity going on, and then you can route there. What brings me also to the next point is I'm gonna mark you some hotspots actually. Give me 1 second.
Get these websites and tools in the leader chat so we can find them pretty easily.
I'm gonna do that. Like, just a bit, then for example, Zkillboard, then you have Dotlan. And this is something, for example, that what I know from my times out of the past. Also you, in RF Tech, there's living a group, you get a fight there. In FD Tech, you usually get a fight. Here are also some gate campers sitting, and also in PC9, for example. I'm also posting the screenshot in here. Like this is, these are like the hotspots I'm going through to try to get a fight. If someone is DMing me right now, that's a bit... Ah, that is something written in German. Then... Okay. That just throw me straight out of the line. And then you have, for example, this little tool that is SMT, and SMT is like my main tool. You can just type in on Google, yeah, EVE Online, SMT, and then you can just find it there. It's basically this little tool. I can also just link it here. I think downloading and stuff like that from there you can find on your own. This dude has also a website guide. The cool thing about SMT is the feature, you make it like working. Also if you have an active character, you can off it there. Also like here under, if you open it, it doesn't show any character. You have to go to files and then characters, and then you have to click on add characters, and then you can add your character in. The real reason why I'm 99% of the times I'm using SMT is basically one little feature. It's this one here. And if you see in-game, it's automatically setting the destination for me. But you have to be offed with the character. And then you're setting destination, and then you can... if you click that away, then you have to also cancel the thingy in-game. But then you can just right-click it again, and you see it here. In the past times, it also worked over Dotlan, and then you can just broadcast the destination, and then just drag it into the fleet chat. Like, that's why I'm a bit so quick with the destinations and stuff like that. And if I'm roaming around on SMT, I have those two things set up. NPC kills in the last hour and what? Shown jump bridges. I don't know. It also shows me if there's something going on Zkillboard, if there's activity going on. And it's also showing me stuff in the Intel channel. That's the GLHF Intel channel. And from there I can, for example, looking on, if I'm going now into Syndicate, I see here, okay, it's from the moment I activated, they got something killed. I can make that window a bit bigger. You can customize it like you want. And you can just double click on it, and then you see, aha, there's one dude in a retribution, but he killed a mobile small warp disruptor bubble in PF tag. That means there's somebody at the moment gate camping, maybe, and then you can go for it. And that is like the strength of SMT. It's kind of the combination of Zkillboard and of Dotlan. If you're then setting destination there, then it's also automatically changing. But if you click it here away, then you have to also cancel it in game. I think it's also the same like the other way around. If you cancel it here, is it also clearing the road? Yes, it's also clearing the road. I just didn't know the other way around that it's also working. See, I also learning. I'm a retard with you. I'm always with you, guys. Yeah, that is also important. Also that is something you can set up here under preferences. Like again, I'm not making a whole SMT guide. You have to find out your stuff on your own, but like also the other functions. But you can see here fleet members, ship types. You can put it up like it's just on 5 because I just started it. But you can put it up like to 15, and then you can click around here or whatever. like customize it a bit. The warning sound thingy you get if you want to have it for crap and safety, you go to characters if you opt it, and then you can enable it here, and then also set the danger zone. Here, this is, for example, really, really dumb. But yeah, it is what it is, right? And this is like the free tools I'm using. Also like Dotlan and Zkillboard. I have always like also Dotlan and Thingy open if there's something like I need to go. But you can actually use SMT on your own. It's just because I'm also an old school dude. And yeah. What you also can do because you're living in soft null is Syndicate is NPC nullsec. So so the Syndicate faction like is owning the null. That's why you can't upgrade. That's why you don't have any indexes or whatever. But if you go around in nullsec, also from player controlled nullsec, then you can just right click the system. You are seeing, for example, on also if I'm now going out hunting in Peregrine Falls, for example, if I would now go hunting there. Oh god. This is absolute stupid. Yeah. Then you can, if I would now go out in Peregrine Falls, for example, where we went hunting, then you can see here, for example, the ice belts, and then you can check, for example, if you right click here again under sovereignty, then you see here in the industry index that there is mining activity going on. It's just a green arrow. You can just go by that. Also that there was some heavy mining activity going on in TDP. And also some really, really heavy ratting activity going on. That's what you can see from there. Also like on SMT, those little snowflakes are also ice belts. That is basically it, and then you can see here again. MJ5 is the hot staging main stager, so. But yeah. But this is what you're gonna see. The other thingy is if you go in faction warfare. By the way, this is all getting recorded. If you go into faction warfare, you can find under here. Also if you click in the newcom menu under activity, you can find here a really, really, really good overview. If you joined Kaldari state or whatever, then you can also right-click destinations. The most LP and more fighting stuff is usually going on in a frontline system. Also it's like contested, command operations, frontline system. Yeah. LP, yeah. The higher, yeah, like Nap said. Yeah, again, I'm like not that kind of experience. I know frontline, Gibbs fight, Gibbs good LP. But okay, the higher it's contested, then you hear it. Then it also the more LP you get and the more fighting opportunities you get. Mhm. So, also to be honest, my expertise is like frontline system and that's it. But you know, sometimes some other FCs knows more about some stuff. So it's all good. By the way, I'm really thankful for the edition Nap. Thank you. And then What else? Just one little stuff. If you have some doctrines out and you take out a ship that is not part of the doctrine, for example, I heard that stock fitting is missing. I'm also gonna SRP it, to say it that way. Because I know, for example, I'm thinking more like an FC, because I know that shield links are highly important in every actual doctrine. I'm completely fine with that. So even if there's stuff in it that is not that is out of the doctrine, I'm fine. But remember, I have a cap of 200 million. So I'm not fully SRPing if somebody is crazy and taking out a Macariel in a Caracal fleet, then then he's getting the 200 million SRP. But I'm definitely the last one who is talking about stuff. If there are some fittings, like if you are taking out a nano roam and you're not robbing, or you're not part of robbing the ESS, and every ship has an MWD except the one dude with an afterburner, then I'm usually asking, like, you guys, if it was maybe like, okay, you wanted to have the option to park the alt in the ESS, and if you say no, then I'm just writing with the pilot, like, and say, hey, next time, also you get SRP, but next time have a micro warp drive in it, then I'm sorting that stuff, kinda. Because you want to have in your nano stuff, for example, MWDs. And also, if it's not a 100 MN T3 gang or whatever, but just to make the point, you want to have a unified prop mod for a certain reason. And I actually want to make sure that it has the prop mod, because when I'm doing processing SRP, I'm going through every kill mail and see, like, just going fast through it, okay, and then I'm usually, also I'm writing first, was that, like, did you want to have it? And if there's a no coming, then I'm writing to the pilot, like, okay, you get SRP, and I think that's the best solution for everyone. Because the pilot then knows later, okay, I'm bringing an MWD. You guys also know that in the future, like, okay, that this pilot is now having the appropriated chip, and he's not dying the last, like the last time when you burned away from another gang, why he was the slowest. Like, I think that's an okay solution for everyone. If you're okay with that, guys. Also from my POV, it would be the best. Okay, silence means yes. Yeah. Also for faction warfare, it's also a bit different because of complex, but for nullsec and stuff like that, then I'm usually going a bit through that stuff, because afterburner is something, it's a bit like, okay, you're committing to the grid. Like with nano stuff, or with MWDs, you have always like the bit of escape thingy option, or to kite them properly away. But with 10MN afterburner ships on cruisers, you're committing completely, and that's why I'm then usually asking, like, if it was it like on purpose or not. Yeah. Yeah. That's why we don't have an actual doctrine like for faction warfare, but we have a big thingy like where all FV ships comes in, and then you can form out of that like a doctrine, really, really flexible. I also added bellicose, by the way, for you, Neb. So yeah. 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 By the way, if you're wondering, guys, why we always go a bit more like into kiting and range control, it's just the meta. If we go out somewhere roaming, you always get blobbed. You want, and especially the blobbers are also flying now these days, fast ships. And it's really, also if you go out brawling, you kind of brawl automatically, like to death. And it's like, also if we would go with 5 cruisers into horde staging with afterburners, we would just and they kinda ramped us a couple of times or outblobbed us. And they bring also fast stuff. Uh, uh, yeah. Oops. I'm also putting another video in. I actually found it. It's like actual also for pilots, but it is um also good for FCs. Like 1 second. It's also in here now. It's a bit about a small gang in total. Did somebody say something? Because nah, then it was just from the YouTube video. Ah, it's from the YouTube video. I'm hearing my voice lines. I'm starting to hallucinate. Sheesh, the magic mushrooms today. Um, One last thing. What I personally can recommend is what really helped me, but it's just a recommendation, is when you're recording your stuff. It sounds a bit weird or harsh, because you're gonna hear your own voice lines, and to be honest, when I'm going through videos, I'm still cringing around my voice lines, and I'm always asking myself, did I really say that? But it helped me a lot. Also what I did is I recorded my stuff with OBS. It's a really, really simple tool. And I made a YouTube playlist with all the fights, also not with all the fights for my stuff, because I sometimes forgot to press the record button. But I did a lot of fights. And I did all the fights, even the losses and stuff, and the losses and mistakes are the more interesting ones. It's just a personal recommendation. Also, if you see here, I did a lot of recordings of my time when I was in DB7 in Pochwen and stuff like that. Why uploading it to YouTube? And do one thing, don't list the video, just not list it. It's pretty simple. You have it on YouTube and it's not on your PC. If all those video footage would be on the PC, I don't have the biggest memory card, to say it that way. And my PC would starve to death. Also if you see here, some fights are like 1 hour and stuff like that. And that is something I can recommend through. Also, if you record the stuff maybe, and then upload it to YouTube, and then just send me the link and say, okay, what did I write? What did I wrong? You don't have to start from the moment you undock to F7C to record, but just like 1 or 2 minutes before a fight is starting, or if it's in the middle of the fight, I don't mind. But the reason is to record is, okay, how was it actually? Like, because in memories and stuff like that, fights are sometimes a bit different than recording. It is just a recommendation. Sorry, I just ate a lot. It is just a recommendation from my side. It is, yeah, you can see it there. I'm also like posting some videos. I did also like on how to find content. Some videos I'm also posting. Those are public, by the way. Then you can also see that in detail. Also like in like in deep detail. The part 1 is just also the same thing with the websites, and part 2 is with actual hunting with Dscan. And just one thing over here. I'm also gonna pin that stuff, and what I'm also gonna do is also with the recording is like I can later jerk off it. Nah, that's okay. But yeah, I can definitely recommend it, and we can also go through some stuff. I didn't thought that it goes now a bit longer than expected, because I actually wanted to show some stuff. We don't go through all the time through all the videos, but maybe some clips and stuff from my old time. Also, do you hear that? The voice lines of the video?
Not really looking. But I'll hunt them down. Question. If I
Yeah.
want to get a third dog, is there a place where I can theory map that with other FCs? Or should I just learn that in the leader chat? The military stuff chat.
I mean, theorycraft. I mean, we can add on channel, why not? Or we can just make a thread in the channel. I mean, you can just put it into the military command, the more activities in the channel. And if we then need, because like if I'm looking at the Discord, like it's a bit much of channels. So I would just keep it in the military command channel. And if there's a lot of activity, like a hell lot of activity, then sure, we're opening another channel. That's one of the... Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, also like theory crafting is something else. I'm probably doing it with Python, but I'm not now discussing Python. I actually, sadly... Yeah, okay, the time is actually over. I just wanted to go through some stuff from my old times, but I think that would now put out the thingy. Because we have already almost 45 minutes. And yeah. Is there some questions? I'm just trying to go if I find something on my own what I wanted to discuss in my head. But feel free to ask questions now if you have them. Or write them in the military command channel, just on Discord. I'm gonna read them. Um. Hmm? Silence means yes. Um. Hmm. Then I think I would say does somebody I think I'm now closing the recording actually. So
I think I'm the person.
okay. Okay, then I'm stopping now the recording. Then thanks for joining the FC meeting. It went for I see oh it's 1 hour of a meeting. Sorry for me, the time went like nothing. So then
It's for 60 minutes.
yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah. So now recording is stopped.